Hello and welcome back to a new video and a new session in our continued journey of trying to master permutations and combinations. And we have already moved into grouping and distribution territory. Before we move any further ahead in the ideas of distribution and grouping, another idea that we need to get very comfortable with is the idea of identical and distinct objects. In fact, one of your very standard questions or a formula could be, in how many ways can you choose from n identical object? So that is our agenda for this video. In how many ways can I choose from n identical object, and what do we mean by n and what do we mean by identical objects, right? So first of all, and this is a general tip which works for any topic, whenever you see a n, try and take a number instead of n. So for example, I see there are 3 markers. So I would say in this story, let n is equal to 3, right? And then I see, okay, the markers are just like each other. You can't tell the difference between them, right? They are brand new markers. There is nothing to choose from between them, right? So 3 identical markers, you would say n identical objects, right? So we are taking a very simple story and trying to learn the logic from it. So say you walk into a shop, and this green paper is a shop and this pink paper is your shopping bag, and you walk into the shop and your question is, in how many ways can you buy something, right? Overall possibilities. So now think about it for a minute, and if you go into this shop and there are only these 3 identical markers, all you can do is you can buy one marker. That would be one way of buying something. Or you could buy 2 markers. That would be another single way. Or you could buy 3 markers. Or another 4th way would be you buy none of them and you just go back empty handed, right? So once again, when I look at 3 identical markers, I can choose 1, or I can choose 2, or I can choose all 3 of them, or I can choose none of them. So if you just count it manually with me, you would see there are 4 possible ways of doing it, right? So the logic would be, if instead of 3 I say n and my answer is 4, I see the logic is 3 plus 1. And why are we adding that plus 1? Because having no markers, you buying no markers, is also a possibility, right? So the idea is very easy. If the objects are identical, the only question is the number. How many are you buying? Because if you are buying these 2, there is nothing to choose between them, that which 2 out of the 3 you will buy. All of them are equal. So it's only whether the count is 2 or the count is 1 or the count is 0 or the count is 3, right? And that is what an identical object does. So the tip is to go into a specific number and try and learn from it, and then deduce the formula from it. So I would say, if there are n identical objects, so I know n means 3 in this case, identical means things which are similar to each other, my answer number of ways of choosing would be 4 in this case, or overall my answer would be n plus 1. So now if you read in a book somewhere that the formula for choosing from n identical objects is n plus 1, you should know why you're adding that plus 1. If you have done number systems and number of factors, and you notice the number of factors formula also was a plus 1 into b plus 1 into c plus 1, why were we adding that plus 1 there also? Pretty much the same logic, because taking 0 markers was also a possibility. So now you walk into the second shop and you see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Duracells there in the shop. There is nothing else in the shop. So this is your only question. You walk into the shop with your pink bag and say, what can I do in this shop, right? Obviously the first way would be you can do nothing and buy none of them, reject all of them, right? So one way would be you reject all of them, you take nothing and you just come back empty handed, right? Or what can you do? You can go for 1 Duracell, that would be one way, or 2 Duracells, or 3 Duracells, or 4 Duracells, or 5, or 6, or 7. Each of these, right? Each of these is a way. So you can go from 0 up to 7. That gives you 8 possible ways. So one more example just to practice and noticing the same logic. If I have 7 identical objects, I had 8 possibilities. When I had 3 identical markers, I had 4 possibilities. So I can see why the formula for choosing from n identical objects would be n plus 1. So let us extend the situation just a little further. Now you walk into this one big shop and there are 2 objects available. You have 7 Duracells in that shop and you have 4 identical markers. So the Duracells are all identical to each other and the markers are all identical to each other. Now the question is, when you walk into this shop, how many ways can you choose something? So I know individually the answer should be fairly easy. The number of choosing possibilities for the Duracell would go from 0 to 7. That would mean 8 possible ways. And the number of ways of choosing the markers would be 5, because you could go from 0 to 4. And the only question would be how many Duracells and how many markers. But what do I do with these 2 number of ways now? I have 8 ways there and I have 5 ways here. Now what do I do with these number of ways? So I have to understand, I have to use the AND logic between these two, because I'm considering both of them. I can't ignore any one of them. And if you want to think how will the table look like, so for example, if you think of the choosing one Duracell or one battery, and with that you could have one marker, that would be one way. With that you could have 2 markers, that would be another way. With that you could have 3 markers, that would be another way. With that you could have 4 markers, that would be another way. Or you could have none of the markers, that would be another way. So for a single battery you saw there were 5 ways, right? Now similarly I'll repeat the story. When I have 2 batteries, I could have 0 markers or 1 marker or 2 marker or 3 marker or 4 marker. So once again 5 ways, right? So I see each of these ways has to be multiplied together, because for, let's say, if you start thinking from the point of view of the Duracell, for each of the ways you had 5 possible ways happening because of the marker, right? So once you connect that idea, that is very, very easy. Your overall answer was going to be 8 into 5, right? And why are we putting the and why is the and equal to a multiplication sign? All of that we have covered in the very first or the basic videos, right? So just taking the same story and extending it a little bit further, the next question I'm leaving for you would be, now if I give you a condition and I say you walk into the shop and the shopkeeper should not be disappointed because of you, so you have to buy 1 battery and 1 marker. Now rest is up to you, and the question is how many ways of doing it. So submit your answers in the comment section and submit your logic also, right? But overall we see the logic is very, very easy. What we mean by identical, things are equal to each other. What we mean by n, we mean the actual number. N was 4 here and 7 there, right? So this should be fairly easy. Our next question now should be how many ways of choosing from n distinct object. And before we start with that discussion, do take a few minutes and try that problem out with yourself. For example, now you walk into a shop and there are 4 distinct objects, because a Duracell is very, very different from a marker, and a marker is very, very different from a flashcard, and a flashcard is very, very different from the stapler. So now in this scenario, I have 4 objects which are distinct. That means they are not alike each other. Now if I say, for example, you have to buy one thing, it very much matters whether you buy this one or this one or this one or this one, which did not matter in the previous scenario, because in the previous scenario, as you noticed, all the markers were the same. So buying 1 marker, there was only 1 way. But when I look at distinct objects, for buying 1 thing, I just saw there are 4 possible ways. So this is just to get you started in what the logic would look like. Please think for yourself a little bit and try and figure out the logic, so that when you come to the discussion, it makes even more sense to you.